Wake up to the water, tee off by morning. Here you can live where most people want a vacation. Today I'm going to take you on a tour of this beautiful Hayden Lake property, which is just a quick boat ride or golf cart ride to the club. I'm Adriana Pickard up here in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, and come on a tour of this amazing home with me. So there's so many really awesome things about this particular home, but one of the things that I really like is here you're on the water, but you have a really even driveway. It's super flat. I think this is really important because as you start getting a little bit further away from town, you're going to get a little bit steeper driveways. This one's super easy, great parking area. I love that you have this oversized 3-car garage, which is obviously attached to the home. I think that that's super important. There's a lot of people here that have multiple cars, obviously, but then you could always put a boat or have a little extra storage space here along the side as well if you wanted to do an RV or something of that nature. So it gives you a lot of possibility, all while having a really great turnaround here in the front yard. The other thing that I think is really awesome is you have the separate entryway here. This leads directly into the laundry room area. So you have your drop zone area, you have your laundry space. Also, it's the connection point to the garage. So it's all attached, but yet it feels a little bit compartmentalized so that you have a little bit of a landing zone / mudroom, which is great. And then we get into the actual beauty of the home. So come on inside, you guys. So I love that when you first come into the home, you have a designated entryway. I love the vaulted ceilings. They put in a lot of extra lighting when they completely remodeled this last year. I love the fact that it's its own designated space. You have an area for a buffet, a little bit of artwork or something of that nature. I also love that they did a little bit more of an artistic chandelier here in the entryway, which makes it really nice. The engineered wood floors are a really great perk in my opinion. So they're super durable, they're really nice, they're current, but it's a nice warm feel. One perk that you obviously won't be able to see here is all of the floors are radiant floors. So in the winter time, you just turn on that button and you're gonna have heated floors, which is such a great perk, especially if you guys are familiar with Idaho winters. It's so wonderful. So as we come in, so you're going to first come in, you're going to see the office space. So this is the home office. As you can see, these are all built-ins. I love the fact that you have your own designated space off to the side. It's separate from the rest of the living area. I think that this is really important, especially for those conference calls or things of that nature, your Zoom calls, your video calls and what nature, that you have a little bit of extra space here and a little bit of separation from the rest of the home. Also, another perk of this is you have so much natural light coming in, and you also have that slider which leads to the back deck. So this deck actually connects you all the way to the living room area. We'll tour that side of the deck afterwards. However, it's great because you have this full deck, like I said, it leads all the way to the back living room area, but then there's also some stairs right here. So you can go from the office down the stairs and that will lead you down to the dock. We will tour this shortly. So I'm gonna take you guys on a tour of this wing of the home before we get to the main living, dining, and kitchen area. So off of this wing, this is where your garage is going to be, the 3-car garage. You have a really great landing zone here with shoe compartments. Nice little bench here. Here's where your garage is going to be, which is once we unlock it. Completely finished. And something that people have been, interested in, where are we going to let the dog go, right? So, good news, you have a small little side yard here with just enough grass to let the pup out. As you also have this nice little workbench area right here, which still offers enough for tools and all of that fun stuff for whatever the guys want. But then you also have a little bit of space on the side If you wanted to do like those really nice heavy duty shelves for extra storage, which is really, really great, there's plenty of buffer space on both sides. So, okay, so here is the first guest bedroom. So this here it's gonna have its own separate bathroom. You're gonna share it with the guest bathroom, but I like this because you get some natural light coming in. It's a good sized room especially. And I love the fact that you could always put like a little desk there. It's great for a kid room, a grandkid room, a little extra room, guest room. But it's another nice bedroom here on the main level. And then you have a great little bathroom here. I like the fact that we'll put this on, but I like the fact that they updated some of the fixtures. They did new lighting here, little things that bring it a little bit more current, which is really, really nice. All while still working with some of the themes and the element of the Idaho vibe. One thing to note too is here on all of the cabinets upstairs, so all on your bathroom vanities, they're the same color as the kitchen, just for that nice cohesive look. I think that's really important just to make everything feel cohesive and kind of continue the same vibe. Another thing that I love, all of the storage, and it's even labeled. Tons of storage here in the hall. So you have this closet. As you meander around, you're going to have another closet right here. This is a great little utility closet, think brooms, vacuums, whatnot. That comes in really handy, especially as you have the pine needles and all of that. The little gifts that the seasons give us from the trees around here. And then in here, this is just a great coat closet, little extra storage and whatnot. But again, tons of storage, which I think is really, really nice. We'll tour the downstairs after, but I love the vaulted ceilings here. I love the chandelier. So this is really fun. The complete remodel was done by MB Builders, great local builder, really great attention to detail. But the design work was done by Erin over at Lake Forest Design here in Hayden. She has such a great eye and always just brings all of the elements together, and she really shines here with some of her choices for some of the light fixtures. And then, of course, my favorite room in the entire home. So this has a lot of fun little elements to the home. So as you look out, obviously you're going to have these windows, which are just magnificent. And I have to say, like, you have the water down below. We're going to go down there after, but you can see down. However, when you just look out, the amount of privacy that you get, and all you see is trees. So you feel like you're in a tree house, if you will. And when it snows, it's absolutely magical. It feels like you're in a little snow globe. This is another element that I really love. The first time I ever came here, it was a really cold winter day, and there was a fire burning in the fireplace here. There's something so cozy about having a really great fire, especially in the wintertime. And then you also have the storage here as well. I love that they put the extra window just for a little bit of light coming in from the side. I think that's really important, brings in a little extra natural light. And then obviously, you can't go wrong with these lake views. So this actually is, the address for the house is Hayden Lake. It's a very small segment and a very small actual city. But this particular address here in Hayden Lake is on Bourbon Bay. The cool thing about Bourbon Bay is it's not very windy. If you're going to be out on the main areas of the lake, like the broader horizon of the lake, it's going to be really windy. Here you're tucked in the trees. You don't have as much growth, and it's really like water growth. And it's just going to be a little bit more private, which I think is a huge perk. Fun fact, you can actually see the club from here. So if you're a golfer or if you have a boat there, it's just a quick little shot over. And then we have this amazing kitchen. Few of the things that I absolutely love. Quartzite counters. I love how it has a lot of different elements and a lot of coloring in here. but it really ties in so well with the color of the cabinets. So here on the kitchen island, you're gonna have the microwave, you're gonna have a bunch of storage. I love the fact that there's a lot of drawers. That's something that I wish more places had for your pots and pans so you're not digging in the back. You have some of the drawers, which makes for a little bit of extra and easier storage. So I really love that. I love that you have space enough for like 4 large bar stools. I feel like this is always the heart of the home and you always want to have people involved. Sometimes you need a little buffer and it's a great prep space as well. In addition to this island, they added this little one as well, just for another little prepping area. Makes it really nice. You have a little extra storage, which I think is really great as well. Over here behind me, this is kind of where your wet bar is. You have your wine storage, a little bit more prep work here, prep station. Nice display shelves, which is really fun to make it feel a little bit cozier, put some fun kitchen items out. All the extra storage as well. You have your double ovens. And then you have a really awesome fridge. Another thing when they decided that they were going to redo the home, they brought this window down just a little bit more. And that was something that MB Builders had decided, like, hey, this might be a really great option. Bring the window all the way down to the counter level to really expand that view. And gosh, were they right. And as you can see here, tons of extra storage. I love your efficient corner cabinets here. Those are great. We have those in our house and we absolutely love it. A little bit of extra storage here on the sides. Gas burning oven or stove, which is really nice. That's so much easier. We now have a gas stove as well and it makes all the difference in the world. I like how they brought the quartzite all the way up for the backsplash, so everything just stays the same. It's still cohesive, but still is just a nice, easy, clean surface. Love the appliance garage. I'm a huge fan of hiding all of that. And then you have the extra deep and tall cabinet space up above as well. And then this pantry is just the best. Tons of storage. Again, you can hide all kinds of stuff in there, which is really great. Shut the door. It's always the best, especially when you have people over for dinner. Shut the door and let it be in there and we'll deal with it later. So you have the dining room, the living room, a fun little sitting area. And this is kind of like a fun little library. So this was something that it was kind of the orangey pine, if you will. Previously painted the cabinet, or the bookshelves, I should say, the same color as all of the cabinets. And it just really opened up the space. I love the color, I love the extra shelving, I love the extra cabinets down below for just a little extra storage. And then of course, you can't go wrong with a ladder. And then the master suite is over off of this side. Again, super light and bright. Like imagine waking up to this view. Just exceptional views, overlooking the water, your own private balcony, which is really great. And just simply stunning. A little place for coffee, super wonderful, especially first thing in the morning. So I love the fact about this bedroom. It's off to the side, it's private, it's quiet, no carpet, which I think is really great, area rugs on the floor, lots of light coming in, such privacy here, but still really enjoying the outdoors. So it's a great space and it's really, really large as well. So here we have a custom closet, his and hers. Great size, and then right off of, and I like that it's not inside the bathroom. I like that it's just tucked around the corner. And then you have the master bath. Dual vanities. So this was something that they redid all of the cabinets here, painted, new countertops, really lightened it up, new fixtures. And I have to say, like, new fixtures make all the difference in the world. Paint and fixtures and you already feels like a brand new place. You have a tub, a nice walk-in shower, and it's just really light and bright. And I think that's what I love about this home so much. It's super private, but yet you have enough windows in just the right places where you bring that natural light in and no one else can see in, which is really awesome. So now we're gonna go on a tour of the downstairs. So this is kind of where all the fun happens. So this is where you would want to have your parties, all the fun things, right? So down here you have a little, like a game room on this side. This could easily be an extra little office space, but it's a little sitting area. You could put a pool table, something of that nature for the kids, grandkids, friends, entertaining. But then you also have over here a little bit of separation where you could do the TV room. It has another wood burning fireplace, which is really great. Again, a lot of natural light, especially for a basement area. And I love the views. So you have these two spaces here just for an extra family living room. And then you have a full bathroom with a really nice updated shower. And then you also have the double vanities, which I think is a really nice perk. And then check out this shower. Such cool tile. I like the floor to ceiling tile. And I like that it's tucked around a little bit. And I kind of like the separated vanities on either side. That makes it really nice and convenient, especially for guests. And then you have two additional bedrooms. One here. And this one gets the really great view. Great views, great natural light. Both have nice walk-in closets, which I think is a huge perk. And just again, really nice water views from this room. And then there's a little access point. So there's one upstairs, one downstairs, but access point that goes down to the dock. Okay, so now we're gonna pop back upstairs, go off of the upstairs balcony, and then we'll take a tour of the little cabana that's halfway between the home and then the water. So we're actually gonna go out of this slider here. This is the same deck that we were able to access from the office. Such great views, right? This is the access point in the deck from the downstairs area. This is where the two bedrooms were. So you could easily put in a tram. We've had a few people mention that they would want something that is a little bit more easily accessible. You could easily put a tram in if you weren't able to do stairs. However, it's a really great workout. So as we're at kind of the halfway point, I'm going to take you guys on a tour of the little cabin, if you will. Has its own great little deck. This would be amazing for summer parties, you guys. You have a great deck here, you have a little bit closer to the water, and it doesn't get the main house all dirty. So this is super fun. It does have the running water. You have a bedroom, you have a bathroom, and then you have like a little living room area. I love that this would be literally the best cabin for little sleepovers, for campouts, for summer parties. Like, you have everything just down here. And again, you're just so close to the lake and it makes it really nice. You could do a little sleeper sofa, you could do a little bed, you could do little bunk beds for the kids, something fun like that. But great summer memories for sure to be had in this little cabin. Okay, and as we continue down, we're almost there, we promise. And here we are, you guys, almost to the dock and such great views. And just great lake views here. So this here is called Bourbon Bay. You're right across from the country club right over here, where you see all of the boat slips across the way. On either side of the country club, right there along the waterfront, that's called the Gold Coast. It is one of the most coveted areas of all of Hayden. Beautiful, accessible, and actually not very steep, so everybody loves that, and it's fresh, clean water too. So thanks for coming on a tour. If you guys have questions, don't hesitate to reach out, hit the like and subscribe.